Are you going to be in the way there?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Prior to closed session, the City Council had adopted the agenda as presented by staff. There's also revised attachments available for item 9B, 9C, 9D, and 9H. We will also be moving item number 12B, and we'll be moving it up in the agenda between item 8 and item 9. The City Council met in closed session regarding three separate items. Related to item A, direction was given to staff and no reportable action was taken. Regarding item B, direction was given to staff and no reportable action was taken. In item C, 1, direction was given to staff regarding contract negotiations with the airport manager. In item C2, the City Council approved a contract for temporary building official services, which will also be voted on in open session as item 9H.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, this evening I'd like to take a moment of silence in remembrance of Sergeant Wayne Sullivan, who passed away on August 11th, 2014. He retired from the city of Susanville in 2004 after 26 years of service.
Moving on. County Commissioners. So Beth and Dan, I see you're both here. Do we have all the County Commissioners here? I think we do both. Anyways, tonight we'd like to recognize Beth Bennett and Dan Foster for the many years that they have served on the Planning Commission for Susanville. I'm sure that they've given up many nights talking about lots of things around the city. And Beth, how many years were you on the Planning Commission?
I can't even remember. Dave Foster appointed me when he was on the council.
28 years.
So that's
That's a lot of years, Beth. Thank you for your... And Dan, how many years were you on the Planning Commission?
6.
6 years. Thank you, Dan, for your service. I'd like to have the two of you join me down here at the top of the ramp. Okay, so in appreciation for Beth, in appreciation for 28 years of outstanding service and dedication to the city of Susanville, Planning Commission, 1986 to 2014. Wow. Thank you. And Dan Foster, appreciation for his 6 years of outstanding service and dedication to the City of Susanville Planning Commission, 2008 to 2014. Get a good picture?
Yeah, well, we
Oh, we also have... He should look familiar. Thank you again. We also have several employees that have hit some milestones working for the city, and we're going to recognize 3 of them tonight. We're going to start with Officer Alan Inman for his 10 years of service to the City of Susanville as a police officer. Thank you.
You need to come up.
We also have Tom Hernandez, who also served for 10 years. I don't know how you survived this long, but Tom Downing, 20 years. You should at least see what you got here. These are pretty cool. And I'll just read this because it's the same for both of them. But on behalf of the City Council of the City of Susanville and its citizens, I'm privileged to present you with a certificate in recognition of your service to the City of Susanville and contributions to your department. I really do mean that. You guys want the boxes? Okay, item 5, business from the floor. Any person may address the council at this time upon any subject not on the agenda within the jurisdiction of the city council. However, any matter that requires action will be referred to staff for report and action to subsequent meeting. Presentations are subject to a 5-minute limit. And I have several people who put out something for us. Stephanie, maybe.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and the council. We'd like to thank you for your time this evening. And at the last council meeting, we presented this same topic, but felt the need to come back to present to the additional 2 board or council members that are here tonight. I'm Bethany Edholm, and this is Christy Myers from the Lawson County Public Health Department. And we would like to invite you and the public to an upcoming event that we're hosting in coordination with the Lawson Disaster Preparedness Coalition and the Public Health Department. The Lawson Disaster Preparedness Summit is going to be held on September 11th, the anniversary of the tragic terrorist attacks that took the lives of so many Americans and first responders 13 years ago. The event will feature a remembrance ceremony to reflect on those lives, as well as hear the first-hand experience of a member of a team that deployed to New York to conduct debriefings with the first responders who helped save lives that day. The remainder of the event will focus on preparing our community for disasters that could happen in Lassen County. So we will begin with a dynamic keynote presentation from San Francisco's Deputy Director of Emergency Management about community preparedness. And he will convey a powerful message about what we already do every day as a community to be resilient to disasters, and how we can realize that it's not some new government program that community resilience is, but rather an inherent strength in our population, especially in Lassen County. We will then go into answering the question of just what are the most potential and dangerous threats to our community, and how are we prepared to respond to them. So this will be presented in an interactive panel discussion that will be facilitated by subject matter experts on Lassen County's top hazards. These top hazards were identified in 2012 as the top threats to the public health in our community, with a panel of stakeholders and our public health department. Those were identified as emergent disease, wildfire, and mass casualty incident caused by a hazardous material spill. An active assailant, similar to an active shooter incident, will also be addressed because we have recognized that it's a potential threat in our community, and would also like to highlight some of Lassen County's current efforts to mitigate an impact of such an incident. In our afternoon session, we will hear about Glenn County's response to the accident in Orland, California that took the lives of 10 people and injured many more when the FedEx truck collided with a school bus of high school students. We'll hear about the lessons learned from the critical partnerships that they had, and hear their successes and their setbacks, so that we can learn from another county's experiences in case we were to ever encounter an unfortunate incident such as that one. So along with these highlighted keynote presentations, the summit will feature some breakout sessions in the afternoon that all participants are able to choose from. The options will be a session on volunteer opportunities during disasters, and community members can learn about what their role can be during a disaster. It's our hope that community members can find a way to be involved in some volunteer organizations and opportunities that their good efforts can be helpful and not an additional burden during an incident. The alternate session will focus on the effects of trauma in disasters for first responders and victims, those that experience the disaster firsthand, as well as those that experience secondary trauma from helping others. And we'll hear about what can be done to mitigate and care for our population after some devastating effects from trauma and disasters. So in addition to these breakout sessions, there's going to be a special policy session that will be geared for senior and elected officials in Lassen County. It's also open to the public, but we have a special invitation for the council members tonight, so I'm going to let Christy talk some more about.
Thank you. As Bethany mentioned, my name is Christy Myers. I'm the Emergency Preparedness Director at Lassen County Public Health. We work with our coalition partners regularly. One of the big projects that we're working on this year, obviously, is the coalition. One of the pieces of that coalition that's very near and dear to our hearts is the special session, open to the public, but really directed towards the government officials, the directors of different agencies within our community, to give you guys an idea and an understanding further of what your particular roles are during disaster, as well as your responsibilities and all of the aftermath of that disaster. So that session, you have the three on the outside. You guys got a special invitation last week. Mr. McBride and Mr. Wilson received one tonight, as well as any of the department's heads have received those as well. We encourage you to spend the entire day with us. That session is going to be led by Mr. Dungeon from San Francisco. He's the emergency director there, as Bethany stated. He has a wealth of knowledge to bring to our little community here on exactly how all of that response goes at a higher level than us. And so in any disaster, everybody on the ground looks towards those above us for the guidance and the leadership that we need. We want to make sure that we're giving you the opportunity to learn about those roles and what those responsibilities are. As of today, we have 85, I believe, people registered for the summit. We're shooting for about 150, so please come and join us, those of you in the crowd. But we do not have one elected official signed up. So sign up tonight, we'll give you a prize. But it is incredibly important to us that you guys get this information. It's very rare that it's an opportunity for you to attend. So if you have any specific questions about the event or about that special session, please contact us anytime. We really want to get you guys there, and we want to make sure that you understand your roles. And ultimately, so that at the end of the day during a disaster, you're not scratching your head saying, what the heck did we just do? So please join us, and as I said, it is open to the public, so anybody in the audience, I'm sure you're all here to hear us tonight. Please join us as well. And once again, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Bethany and Christy. And Christy, you can put me down. I'll be there that day.
Wonderful. There is, on the invitation, there is a registration. Just go to the link. We'll make sure that you're on there if you want to get yourself on there. Thank you. And lunch will be provided. Free.
There's no such thing. Dr. Hall.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and the City Council and our city administrators and also our citizens. Basically, I'll be brief. Lassen Community College, as you know, we have 9 intercollegiate sports, and we have to transport those athletes from point A to point B. So our vans are probably close to retirement. Basically, what I want to present to the city is, I know that you have a bus, and we're interested in working out some type of agreement with the city so that we can purchase that bus from you, and that's basically all I have to say about it. If you're interested in the bus, and we probably need to talk further about it.
Sign the pink slip.
You can't take action, but you can direct me to bring it back.
Thank you.
You can't fire a button.
Thank you, Dr. Tony Jonas.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. I'm here in a little different role tonight. I'm representing the Sesquicentennial Committee and the 150th anniversary we're about to throw in the City of Susanville Memorial Park. We would like to thank you for that opportunity to use the park for that, and this is an update. Patty Hagataw could not attend tonight, so she threw some talking points at me and said, would you please do it, Tony? Hopefully you've received one of these invitations. We put out 400 of these, generated off of lists prepared by Mr. Chapman. We will also include invitations to all of the public and citizens of Lassen County in the newspaper, Susanville Stuff, and any other periodical we can think of. The event is September 5th from 6 to 10 in the evening. The event will start off with the swing band from the Susanville Symphony doing welcoming music, if you will, from the era. We have a presentation by our local historian, Tim Purdy. It goes along with a 150-year timeline that we will have on site. There will be, in the way of dinner, being served at $1.50, 150th. That will include hot dogs, hamburgers, and chorizos. There is a special brandy bar with some featured brandies. Isaac Root's libation of choice was brandy, so in celebration of Isaac and the founding of Susanville. That's coming together. We're working with the Ale Works for a featured ale or beer in honor of Peter Lassen, the Dane. So I'm expecting a Pilsner. After that, we have music also on site. We have a rock and roll band. Forgery, yes. I don't know this band, but okay. And those are the grouping of talking points. Again, it sounds like a good time for all. Again, a huge opportunity to come, experience some of our local history, celebrate our sesquicentennial. I actually had to learn to say that word, and I will challenge this whole group to say it twice in a row. Thank you, Jim Chapman. Jim's want to challenge me with that. Are there any questions about where we stand with the event? We had our last organizational meeting yesterday. It went very well, and we are on top of everything we voted. So, thank you.
Thanks, Tony. All right, Robert. Laura.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I just am here tonight to, I hope, understand a little bit better of the intention of the ordinance regarding the e-cigarette, redefining the e-cigarette. Wanted to be sure that it is your intention to make the restrictions of using e-cigarettes equal to the using of tobacco in the workplace also. Because people are lighting up. They could be doing it here. So and it's not real clear to me in the ordinance the way it's written, that is
I
in fact.
apologize, Laura, because I should have waited. I didn't see that you had an item number that you were speaking on. So
Okay, sorry.
I should have had you wait.
Okay.
But we can address that
Sure.
when we're taking
Okay,
on
I'll wait.
12 minutes. Thank you, Laura. Okay, another one for the Susanville Police Officers Association. This was one.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members and the general public. My name is Tara Villa, and I'm here on behalf of the Susanville Police Officers Association. I was hoping I'd get out of this by having contractions, and it really didn't. I was hoping Tom McEachern would have to speak. I'm here to personally invite all of you to the very first, well, I shouldn't say very first, but the Policeman's Ball. We're trying to make this an annual tradition. It's open to the public. I know there's a lot of people have been asking me, well, I'm not a police officer, but I want to go. You don't have to have ties to law enforcement to go. You just have to pay $35 for a ticket, and you get free food. That's how I'm selling this. The first part of the night will be a silent auction, and we'll have a live singer. Her name's Grace Wilson. She trained in Nashville, and she's also my best friend, and she's fabulous. And she'll be singing during the silent auction. Dinner will be tri-tip or baked chicken with other side goodies. After dinner, we'll have a DJ, and they'll be dancing. It's going to be cocktail attire. Some females are going full out and wearing ball gowns, which is awesome. The whole original purpose was going to be black tie, but a lot of males, aka my male coworkers, so that they would not wear a tuxedo. So, but the females can get as fancy as they want. So I have little flyers for you and for any of you. You can buy tickets from any police officer. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/policeball2014. You have to buy your tickets ahead of time, so we make sure you have food. We have food available for you.
The date
is September 20th, and it'll be at the Elks Lodge. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to be announcing, like on Monday or Tuesday, we're at Safeway selling tickets, so we're trying to, have stationary locations where you can come to us and buy tickets and ask questions. The money goes towards, we're a nonprofit, the Susanville Police Officers Association. Some of the money will go towards training and equipment for the officers, but a majority of the money will go back into the community, into youth activities or sports. We donated, and we plan on donating to Sober Grad Night. We're trying to sponsor families or kids for Christmas, for shopping for them for Christmas. We're going to donate something to Sergeant Sullivan's family for his celebration of life. So it should be really fun, and thank you for your time. I have flyers if you I would like to leave. I'll leave some out here for you guys, and I would like to personally give you guys some time.
Okay, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else who wishes to address the council on an item not on the agenda?
I was trying to find an agenda or something for the council meetings, or the council meeting that I was having tonight. Is there any way that I can find that information prior to the meeting?
Yes.
It's available on the city's website.
The agenda is?
At cityofsusanville.org, and we also post it outside the building on the notice board.
Thank you very much.
I filled out one of those slips of paper to address the council.
On an item not on the agenda, or?
Correct.
Okay. Your name?
William Louts.
Okay, come on up, you got the floor.
Butterflies. Didn't do very well in speech class. Not easy. I have, first of all, I'm addressing a situation that's been happening with my name. Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Carpenter. This is my husband, William Louts. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and read what I've written. And then if you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything, just let me know. We do have a timeline if you guys need it. It's something that I strongly feel needs to be addressed. Thank you all for allowing us this opportunity to be here this evening. My name is Lauren, again, and my husband is William. For the past 4 years, we have consistently had issues with our neighbors at 997 Chestnut Street. The Marino family. Johnny Marino, his handicapped wife, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, or girlfriend, whichever she may be, her son, the son's 3 children, and the son's wife. I don't think the son's wife lives there consistently by the scene of it. My husband and I have written a 9-page timeline or letter that explains dates, times, conversations, and names of individuals and responsible parties that we have spoken to. The Marinas have a dog at large that has pooped numerous times in our driveway and gotten into our trash can. They have shoved shopping carts into our driveway. They have trespassed the signs posted, thrown dog poop, poopy diapers like you wouldn't believe, household trash, beer bottles, debris onto our property and the empty lot next to our house. By the way, my address is 999 Chestnut Street. It's the old Casey building. You guys are familiar with Chestnut and River Road? Okay. It's like living next to Bass Hill Dump. They have get-togethers or loud parties. They get drunk and do loud root calls. Our house has been aped twice after officers responded to our address and went over to the Marinos to talk to them. The harassment continues. In January of this year, Officer Henry, he left. He was here. Warned the Marinos to stop dumping trash, and they were told to get trash service, which they did. Officer Henry came out to our house yesterday to respond to more dumping that was caught on our video surveillance cameras. Officer Henry did write a citation to Johnny Marino's stepson. On Monday of this week, while my husband and I were barbecuing, the Marino's grandson/family members who also live behind us in the adjacent Indian colony put a kitten next to our fence. The kitten crawled under our fence into our yard. This too was also captured on video surveillance. Something else we now have to deal with. The Marinos continually take time from us. This is 4 years. We called Officer Kim Collier, and she did pick up the kitten the next day. When my husband retrieves our newspaper at the front of our driveway, he will be taunted, harassed, and called names by the Marinos, their family members, and whatever friends that are there visiting at the time. The family members and friends use our driveway like it was their own private parking lot. The harassment continues. After being physically threatened by the Marinos in May, this is also lined out in our timeline. There's names of people, times, conversations, 4 years, pictures, video surveillance. We have all this information. I know. This is difficult. Because of the threat, I now water my flowers always when my husband's home, or at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning. Sorry. I fear that if I'm outside and they have been drinking, they might see me and try to start a confrontation. No one should ever have to live like this, ever. It's not right. I'm a taxpayer. I do taxes on 2 properties. One here in the city and one actually in Janesboro. Our home is no longer a sanctuary, but a lot of ways it feels like a prison. We have installed new lighting, a new 6-foot fence because of trespassing, surveillance cameras and equipment along with ADT security system for our home and our garage. We even pay extra money per month to have trash service pick up our cans from inside our fenced yard so their dog doesn't knock over our trash cans. In closing, my husband and I strongly believe that the Marinos lease or rental agreement, whatever they should have, should be terminated. They all need to move. Mr. Ed Groves, the property owner, along with Miss Vicki Lozano, I'm throwing people under the bus. Sorry, I'm just done. At Mount Lassen properties need to be fined and or held responsible. They have been contacted, and I have those dates and times written for the last 4 years. About 4 or 5 times each one of them have been called. On many, many occasions, and continue to turn a blind eye and